Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm going to call this channel Garage Boxing because obviously this is my garage, my little workshop, and I enjoy having a little quiet time in here. But one thing I am struggling with is having a good conversation with boxing. Alright, so this is why I made the channel, so hopefully you guys just kind of throw in your opinions and see what we come up with. Just finished watching All Access with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Fantastic, it's left me excited. I'm really looking forward to the fight now. It's fantastic, and like these programs do, don't they? They kind of weigh it up, so it kind of comes up to a 50-50 kind of thing, and obviously it does its job, promotes it well and gets you excited. So let's have a little bit of a discussion about it. Wilder, all the power. Alright, that right hand, I know Fury's been downplaying it a little bit, but let's face it, 98% knockout ratio, that speaks for itself. I mean, heavyweight, the sparring they do, the amount of punches they can absorb, and they're getting knocked out by Wilder, so he's definitely got the power. I would say he's got the speed as well. You know, he's definitely more athletic, and over the last 3 years been a lot more active. So I think he's had 5 fights within the last 3 years, whereas Tyson Fury's only had 2 fights within the last 3 years. What's quite interesting about that is Tyson Fury's 2 fights have been within the last, say, 6 months, 6 to 9 months. So I think he fought Safari in June, then Pianetta in August. So then he's going to fight again in obviously December the 1st. So even though Fury's only had 2 fights within the last 3 years, his fights have been within, say, 6 months or 8 months, and Wilder hasn't fought within those say 6 to 8 months. So Fury's actually fought more recently. So you could say that in the last year he has been more active, but over the last 3 years obviously Wilder has. Fury is the better boxer, in my opinion. I just think he's literally a better boxer. Technically, better defence by none. So he is a better boxer. And let's not forget, it was only 3 years ago, 2015 was it? 15 or 16, he beat Klitschko. Alright? And let's not forget the way he beat him. He schooled him every single round. I was marking the rounds, and Fury, in my opinion, again, won each round. So he absolutely schooled Klitschko. So that's how good of a boxer he is. He is a better boxer. For me, it's the years that he had off, like you said, that was 2.5 years out of the ring. It wasn't like like any other athlete who's kind of spent some time out of the ring. He hasn't looked after his body. I mean, it was a pure and utter binge, isn't it? You know, it's been a coke and alcohol fueled binge for 2.5 years. I think that's going to have a factor, because even though he has been more active recently, he hasn't done 12 rounds. I think his last fight was a 10-rounder. I think that's going to be the factor, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be the conditioning over the 12 rounds, because even though the Pianetta fight, he done well with the defence, he's still getting caught with right hands. But obviously Pianetta didn't have that power Deontay Wilder's got. So I think that's going to play a big factor. Some people are mentioning the mental health problems. I don't see that as a problem. I think that's really going to be an asset, to be honest. I think what I know, I've worked in mental health for many years now, and what I know and what I've seen is the people who have gone to that rock bottom place like Fury has, they tend to kind of renew themselves and become stronger and better than they were originally. I've seen that many times, so I think that's actually going to play in his favour, recovering from those problems. But I can't call it. I can't call it. Because what you could argue that Fury has been training for Wilder since January. So he had his first press conference in April this year, 2018. So you could probably say he was probably starting training January time for it. So January till December. So you could say he's been training a year for the Deontay Wilder fight. Then obviously he's stepped up for the last couple of fights. That's kind of where I am with it, really. I'm kind of pretty pretty stuck. I can't call it. I can see if Fury's going to win, I think he's going to outbox him and he's going to school him. And if Wilder's going to win, I think he's just going to knock him spark out, to be honest. And he'd probably, I couldn't even call where it would be the beginning of the fight or the later of the fight. If I were going to guess, I'd say the later of the fight. And that's where I am with that. So I'm really excited for the fight. Hopefully this channel kind of goes somewhere and we can have like a little discussion of I'm always interested to hear other people's opinions of, you know, what I think is going to happen in boxing fights and things like that. So yeah, happy days. Look after yourself, and I'll be putting a new video up soon with the next kind of fight which is coming up. Cheers, bye.